Hey guys, welcome back to channel, and today I'm going to telling you latest space and astronomy news. So guys, space and astronomy news is that scientists worry about long-term future of NASA's Mars exploration program. So as NASA gears up a decade-long effort to return samples from Mars, some scientists are worried that the campaign may not leave any funding available for other robotic missions to the planet. The only future NASA's mission to Mars under development is Mars 2020, a rover currently in the final stages of the assembly and scheduled to launch in July 2020. The rover, based on the Curiosity rover that has been on the Mars for 7 years, will catch a Martian rock and soil sample for later return to Earth. While NASA hasn't normally committed to the additional missions needed to retrieve the samples and return them to the Earth, both the NASA and the European Space Agency have started planning for them. The approach includes a NASA-led mission to land on Mars, fetch and the samples and launch them into orbit around the planet, and an ESA-led mission to grab the sample contractor in orbit and return it to the Earth. Both missions would launch in 2026, returning the samples in 2031. But as attendees of meeting last month of the Mars Exploration Program Analysis Group, that is also known as in short MEPAG, in Pasadena, California, noted there are virtually no other Mars robotic mission being developed. The only exception is Escape and Plasma Acceleration and Dynamics Explorer, or proposed a small set mission to study interaction of the solar wind and the Martian atmosphere that the NASA selected in June as a part of a new planetary science small set program. NASA is funding further studies of ESA per day, but with no guarantee the mission will be approved for development and launch. That led to concern that the Mars sample return is pushing out other research scientists that want to perform at Mars. Our highest priority is Mars sample return, but we have other priority as well, said Ellen Youngest, chair of MEPAG, in comments at the beginning of the group's on July 26 meeting. We would address the outstanding science question in parallel with or as part of sample return. Right now, there are no flight opportunities that look forward in that way. She noted that in addition to a lack of flagship class Mars mission like Mars 2020, scientists can't propose medium-sized new frontier mission since such mission, while completed, are limited to only a handful of selected destinations that for now excludes Mars. The smaller Discovery program, which also selects mission in a competition, can be used for Mars missions like the InSight lander. However, she added, it is problematic to go to Mars under the Discovery cost cap. There is some concern in the community that new data may not be forthcoming anytime soon, she concluded. Later in the meeting, scientists asked NASA officials in the attendance about options to address this, such as flying additional sciences instruments on the sample returning lander and orbiter mission launching in 2026. Jim Watson, director of NASA's Mars Exploration Program, said NASA did consider flying additional science payloads on those missions early in their developments. However, he argued that did not fit into the Gene Mars sample return architecture announced nearly 2 years ago by Thomas Jerchevin, NASA Associate Administrator for Science, which seeks to perform sample return as quickly and as inexpensively as possible. That was the right decision, he said. Those sample return missions face very intense propulsive demands to get to the Mars and back. Every time I had an extra kilogram of mass to that, it makes the problem harder and harder to implement. Some asked about other orbiters to handle the communication with the surface and other roles, such as imaging given the age of its existing orbiter. Watson said that launching the other two parts of the sample returns campaign in 2026 means there is a reasonable probability that the existing orbiter will still able to operate at least a communication relay. As for an orbiter to do a science, Watson was more pessimistic. Unfortunately, we live in a world with restricted budget, he said, acknowledging the need for a new remote sensing mission to support the science and potentially future human exploration. Do you have any plan today? No, he said about the new orbiter. So guys, that's our space and astronomy news. Hope you guys like this space and astronomy news. And also make sure you subscribe my YouTube channel Dim Science for more space and astronomy news. So guys, bye bye, see you soon, have a great time ahead.